Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to review another movie. Got it right here. We got this movie, Ready or Not. Now, this was a very interesting movie. I liked it a lot. It's actually made by the same people that made Scream 5 and 6, and actually made Abigail, that came out this year, which is, for me, still a possible runner-up for Movie of the Year, but I'm not certain yet. But basically, their movies are just extremely solid. They're entertaining, they're bloody as heck, and they're just a lot of fun. And the thing with this movie, the most interesting part for me, I think, is the concept is simple. There's not a lot of complexities to the story, but it's just wildly entertaining, keeping your attention pretty much all the way through. So this movie, we have character Grace. She's marrying Daniel, marrying into this extremely rich family, and get the feeling that they don't really like her all that much. But when they get married, and at night, they're sort of drawing cards, and she thinks it's just some silly game, and it's just, she's just going through the motions because she's trying to impress the new family. And it turns out she draws the wrong card, and they have to play hide and seek. She thinks it's ridiculous, so she ends up going. She goes hide somewhere. She finds out that they're actually trying to kill her. And so calamity ensues, violence ensues, and now her whole new family is hunting her. And Daniel, he's trying to help her out, but it's also part of the game. He has to participate, and so he has this sort of moral compass thing going on, but she's trying to survive. And while everything's going on, she's being hunted by, pretty much one by one by the entire family. This is where that's the extent of the story. And so that's what I mean when I say this was just honestly a simple story, but without all the complexities, it just leaves room for the carnage and the blood and the grossness of how the blood is. It's a very gritty movie in that sense, and these directors love their blood. This movie was very bloody. So Abigail, it was very bloody, and that's what makes it fun. Horror movie in a traditional sense, I feel like there's the classic horror movies where it's genuinely scary. Then you have horror comedies that are just intensely comedical or comical. But now, this movie's sort of in between where you're entertained. You're not scared, you're not laughing at it, but you're just entertained. But it has elements of both that's sort of blended into what we have with this movie here. And so as she's being hunted, eventually through the movie, as viewers, we end up getting a satisfying story where she finally starts fighting back, and she starts trying to take them out one by one as she realizes this is how she's going to survive. And there's the supernatural element to the story, saying that if they can't catch her in time, then they're going to die. And so this is from basically midnight till dawn. This is when they have to hunt her, and this is basically, that's the movie. But there aren't complexities, but there are a couple layers to the story. So one layer is you have Daniels trying to help her, but the rest are trying to just kill her anyway. They're trying to they're trying to cancel out him trying to help her. They're trying to make it useless. And when it comes to them trying to kill her, one has a crossbow, there's guns, it's just multiple different weapons, multiple different ways to kill. And that's what makes it entertaining for this movie. And as we get sort of, that's the middle. That's the entirety of the middle is the hunt. That's the main part. And we get this interesting scene where she finds up all these bodies where presumably where they've, killed them before. It's just, there's a grossness to it, but it's entertaining and it's blended well together. I know I've already said that, but I just love all the different pieces they put into it. There's some comedy with the boldness to the characters hunting her. It's sort of this great, it's the picture looks great, the quality is great, the close-up shots, I think the way it was shot was very interesting, with these eerie angles for it as well. The acting I thought was pretty good. the character stories, their reason for motivation is you almost realize they feel like they have to because of the ritual, but some of them just want to. Some of them just like the thrill of the hunt. And so that it gives us different characters having these different motivations. It's just interesting because it gives us something different with each character, really. And so as Grace is fighting back, we finally get toward the ending for this movie where they finally catch her and they want to try to do this ritual, but it goes wrong and she is very nearly surviving. And what turns out, the most interesting part of the movie, the characters left that have hunted her. We find out it is sunrise, and as morning comes, we realize they start dying one by one. And that's sort of the shock to this movie, is the supernatural element was real as far as the plot is concerned, is the curse was real, and the rest of them all die. And she ends up being the sole survivor. And so as she leaves the house, the cops arrive, the whole place is on fire. It's just this giant thematic ending, and it's just satisfying because she was the sole survivor and they tried hunting her down. And so, you know, as I've seen some people who have reviewed this movie suggested that, assuming she would explain to the cops that she was being hunted since she married into the family, she could have inherited all of it. So I know they are doing a sequel, so if she inherited this and she becomes, you know, this new rich character with this, whether she rebuild this house or has a different house or whatever, I think that idea is a great premise for a sequel. I don't know where the sequel is going, but I think that's a great idea that they can put in there. So I'm excited for a sequel. The actress that plays Grace, Samara Weaving, I mean, she's a great actress. I think she was completely underused in Scream. And this is a fun movie. I have no doubt the next one will be fun as well. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. If you've seen it, let me know what you think, guys. And thanks for staying with me. I'll see everyone next time.